The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Dude, is that how brains work?
I think that's how brains work, dude, because, you know, all the neurons like firing off and all that shit.
Yeah, but like whenever he was like orgasming, like electrical currents, like I know electrics are involved in all this shit, but...
You mean like to that extent, are they involved?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, but I don't...
Yeah, but it's like so much of it makes sense, yet so little... Richie, the record button is red. You're recording this?
Yeah, I am.
Fuck. All that and more.
Super Media Bros.
Dinosaur in a modern-day Frankenstein.
Dude, I had heard of Tammy and the T-Rex. Have not heard of Boltneck or Teen Monster, depending on whatever version that you were watching.
Until now.
Yeah, like, dude, I loved both of these. There's no clear-cut winner as of right now. I gotta think about it as we're literally recording.
Same. Welcome to episode 210 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I am Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Special Delivery Dev.
We are back with Cult Cinema Showdown number 92, Tammy and the T-Rex versus Boltneck. And for those of you uninitiated out there, yes, a very young Paul Walker, a very young Ryan Reynolds, in what could only be described as, what the fuck, but so charming.
Yeah, and dude, I didn't even realize it was Ryan Reynolds until after the haircut. And I paused the fucking movie on my laptop and I checked on IMDb. I was like, motherfucker, is that who I think it is? And then the Deadpool 2 advertisement made so much more sense.
With David Beckham?
Yeah.
So fucking funny, dude.
Dude, and that was the only time I'd ever heard the title. I didn't know what this was.
I love how offended he got. It was a masterpiece.
And you know what? I can't argue. This was great.
Exactly. Motherfucker looking like Robert Smith from The Cure at first.
Dude, I really didn't recognize him.
Same.
I don't know if it was the makeup, the age difference. I don't know. Maybe both?
Probably. Which one do you want to get into first?
I guess that one, since that's what I watched first.
Sounds like a plan. So, Boltneck, a.k.a. Big Monster on Campus, a.k.a. Teen Monster.
Pause, wait. There was a third title?
Yes, sir.
Good God.
I know. It was a teen comedy horror film because, as you all know, I think teen comedy was kind of the thing in the late 90s that really kind of took off, you know, which, like, She's All That. Well, that was kind of a teen dramedy. Like, She's All That, fucking, like, American Pie, Idle Hands, Can't Hardly Wait, like, all that shit.
Yeah.
This one, I will admit, kind of got passed over because it had a limited release on New Year's Eve of December 98, and then it just got dumped directly to video in October of 2000. 2 years later.
Dude, that's gotta be like a shame. Like, I feel like if I were an actor and something that I worked on never saw the light of day for 2 years, it would almost feel weird, because put yourself in their shoes where you're just like, oh yeah, I filmed a movie. Oh, when can I see it?
I don't know.
Yeah, like, dude, I was in a short film in New Orleans a few months ago. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Dude, it's just been a few months, and I'm still like, okay. Guys, I wasn't lying, I promise.
Exactly.
Even though a few months is, like, not a big deal whatsoever. That's actually normal. It's still, like, I feel required to have immediate proof other than just photographs.
Right, it's like post-production.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It feels weird, but that's just me. It's an anxiety thing, I think.
But here's the thing about this movie in particular, though. When you stop and think about, okay, it got made, and it didn't get, released for, like, another 2 years. There's no, like, lack of actors in this movie. Like, from Matthew Lawrence to fucking Shelley Duvall, of all people.
Right?
Richard Mall from Night Court. Ryan Reynolds, obviously. and fucking Judge Reinhold, dude, who makes his third appearance on the Cult Cinema Showdown.
Is he the king?
He might be. I'm not sure, because I know we've had a few movies where it's like, oh, this actor has carried over. Obviously, like Nicolas Cage got his own goddamn month.
Yeah, I think Nick Cage takes the dub.
Yeah, but Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Boltneck, and the Santa Claus.
That's insane to think about.
And he plays almost the same kind of guy.
I know.
Just like this everyman with the, well, I'm going to go ahead and talk like this for the whole time I'm in this movie. I'm going to be real calm. I'm just going to stick a bunch of shit in these random brains and pretend that I know neurology. Seriously. So Boltneck is based in Los Angeles, and it takes place during the season of El Nino, which, it kind of answers this question that I had watching this movie. It was rather convenient how it was always thundering and lightning when they needed it right there.
Yeah. But at the same point, like, I don't know, just as soon as I saw that, like, in the intro, I was like, I think I already enjoy this.
Yeah, because it feels like if you're watching it, okay, it's obviously 1998, 2000, but you automatically kind of get transported back.
Right.
Because it is dated as fuck.
It is, but
it's got that Disney Channel quality to it.
Exactly. I was going to say, like, it's got this weird, like, nostalgic charm, but without it being overly, like, heavy. Like, it's not overly reliant on nostalgia.
Well, it's because it is what it is.
Right.
And at the time was just a modern adaptation of the Mary Shelley Frankenstein. It was pretty funny because Matthew Lawrence plays a character named Frank Stein.
That's so great.
It fucking really is. So this deals with Frank, who is obsessed with reanimation. He wants to reanimate corpse after death and all this other shit. And there's this party, and the group of people jokingly invite Carl with a K, which is, I think, is fucking funny. He's Carl with a K.
Yeah.
Which is Ryan Reynolds, who we mentioned earlier looks like fucking Robert Smith from The Cure, because he's like goth and shit. He's like, he plays like the weirdo.
Dude, and that might be another reason why I didn't recognize him at first, because it was just a completely different mannerism and feel. Usually Ryan Reynolds plays a version of Ryan Reynolds.
Which we do get later, but seeing how he gets there is kind of half the fun with this one.
Not only that, but even whenever we do get there, it's like, we'll get there later.
Yeah, because he shows up.
Yeah.
Like, through this party, he just shows up, which he walks up to this door where it's like where the pool deck is, and then he winds up getting in a fight with, I think it was like Tuttle and Lance or some shit.
It's some bullshit like that. I don't know.
Fucking name Tuttle.
But dude, I you know what? I fucking loved them.
It was so weird because at first you do kind of hate them, and then they kind of grow on you after a while, which is odd considering they are the reason this bastard falls into this empty pool and just cracks his fucking head open on the concrete in there.
But I think the reason why you love them is because of how funny they are and like that late 90s douchebag feel.
Yeah, they're kind of like the bulk and skull of this movie, really.
Yeah, they're like, oh, hey, there's going to be a party at this address. Okay, yeah. Oh, you're not invited. I'm just letting you know. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, these fucking pricks, dude. But this is the point where Frank is just like, oh, we can rebuild him. Yeah. So like they all grab this motherfucker and they go to this fucking lab, and by God, as Jim Ross would say, they done resurrected this man. And but what I forgot to mention is Frank's daddy is working on just analyzing the brains of a good person and a bad person. And they find the brain in his workshop, and they unknowingly take the brain of a serial killer and replace Carl's brain with this motherfucker.
Which that alone, I'm like, oh, fuck. And here's the thing. Whenever Carl first comes to, and he's kind of like muttering and shit, before he actually started genuinely speaking, I was like, okay, so they're going with the Bride of Frankenstein route. And then like a few minutes later, he's actually speaking. And I'm like, that's really cool, because in the original Frankenstein novel, the monster could speak pretty eloquently. So I was like, that is a modern retelling and fairly accurate while still feeling like its own thing.
Yeah, they didn't make him dumb.
Right. I genuinely like that.
I kind of equated it to some, like, you reboot a computer. You turn it off and you turn it back on, and it takes a second, but once it gets going, I remember all this shit. This is like it was just riding a bike.
And the fucking voice modulation every once in a while. Some of the funniest shit, dude. Like, I was just like it would be like the worst words of his statement. Isn't that right? Barge.
Yes. But basically, Carl comes back to school and he's got a new haircut. He's got a bucket hat. So people start noticing him, especially the ladies.
Oh, and ain't that some shit, too? Motherfucker was sitting there acting like Wade Wilson and Cletus Cassidy rolled into one.
I know, it was the weirdest goddamn thing ever. And I like how slowly over the course of this movie, it builds to what a typical Ryan Reynolds character would be.
Yeah.
Like the humorous kind of character.
Right.
Very quippy, very just snappy, but it's also charming in a way because he's like it's the serial killer dude, but he's like, yeah, I got a new lease on life. I can't screw this up. And he's legit trying to hook Frank up with old girl and all this other shit. And it's like I don't want to get too hard into the film spoiler wise, just because like this is on YouTube, believe it or not. And it's
really
great to watch. Yeah.
I just watched it on Plex. I didn't know that it was on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. That's where I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, Teen Monster. Like, it's under Teen Monster. We'll leave a link in the description below if you want to scroll up and check it out.
And on Plex, it is under Boltneck, so you got two options.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's very fucking charming because, like, he's trying to help, Frank get the girl. And, you get your typical, like, clash of egos with the two of them because, again, referencing with Frankenstein, like, the monster becomes out of control and all this other shit. And kind of ruining shit for Frank, like especially around Homecoming.
Dude, but you know what though? Frank at first was reluctant to be like ill towards him. And I kind of felt that because like we've all been there where we had that one friend that kept fucking up. But at the same time, you're like, but he's been good to me.
Yeah.
Like you almost feel bad for Frank more than anybody.
Yeah, you really do. Because he does, at the end of the day, want Carl to be, this guy that's in Carl. He does want him to be like a good person.
Yeah. But he never talks dumb to him.
No, and that's the thing, is like he treated him with respect and he treated him like a person, like an actual person. I mean, he was a person, but like he didn't treat him like a fucking monster.
Like at first he was concerned because he realized that he was a serial killer. But then he was like, no, but he's trying to do good. He is self-aware.
There's some funny fucking parts in this movie where Carl is actually, I think, trying to date this one chick. But she's like, I think I figured out why nobody was dating me. And she runs up to Macy. They zoom down and she's got tits now. And she's just like, yeah, I ran off and got these done at some clinic. And I'm like, if you're not 18, who the fuck did you pay off for that shit? Because my God.
Because here's the thing, you could argue, oh, well, she's probably 18, a senior and all that shit.
True.
But Ryan Reynolds, he had said to his abusive father, I'll call Child Protective Services on you. And so it's like, oh, how old are you?
Yeah, I did forget about that because he punches the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah. He fucking leveled his shit. After this man, like, bitch slapped him twice, and he was just like, that's cute. And just fucking...
Yeah, because didn't he go, hey, look at this? And he just holds his fist up, and the dad is like, huh? And then he just fucking right in the goddamn face.
So I don't know. I don't know how old they are supposed to be exactly.
I'll just say senior year.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I know that with parental permission, a 16-year-old around here anyway can get a tattoo.
True.
So I don't know.
I got to be honest. This movie, like, as very low key as it is, it's done really, really well.
Right. Like, it doesn't feel like they used their low budget and had to use things as a crutch. It seems like that's just the plot that they wanted to film.
Yeah, and they worked with what they had. Is it just me? Or did a majority of this movie take place during the nighttime? Or like dark lit settings? I know there was daytime shit, but I couldn't help but feel like this movie had a lot of dark.
It might have. I'm thinking back, and the moments that I most recall are some of the school scenes, just because of the visual imagery and everything, like seeing them all like panic at this guy getting attention from people and they have to pretend like they don't know that he's different, or something like whenever he fucking goes to his locker and he just jabs a fucking knife into that shit.
Oh yeah, and he's like, I forgot the combo. Like just real soft, like I forgot the combo. Or when he's just carrying a conversation with a Frank and he's just like, yeah, and he just casually just slips his fucking revolver in that bitch. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna just put my snub nose away.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You could not make that today.
No, and thank you for saying that. I did want to bring that up. So we kind of wondered why movies like this went, because you brought this up. You were like, dude, why isn't this more talked about, or why isn't it more well known or discussed and shit? You got to understand that when this movie came out, same with Idle Hands, this is right after Columbine, dude.
Fucking hell.
So a lot of movies like this were probably not going to get a lot of attention from studios, or they were just like, we can't be showing some of this stuff.
Which is a shame because it wasn't like part of the plot.
Right.
Those were visual gags.
Yeah, but at the time, I mean, you got to think about the landscape of.
No, I know. And I was alive for it, but I was 2. So I don't know. But it's just, as an outsider, I'm like, come on.
Right. Like, because you can look at it like that in hindsight, but
Yeah.
at the time that shit happened, I was like 13.
Right.
So seeing that happen, the general mindset was nobody is safe right now. The which I'm not going to get too far into it, but I mean, hell, Eminem said it best in one of his songs, basically saying like, oh fuck, now it's in middle America, now it's a fucking problem. When this kind of shit was always happening, but now that it happened in somewhere where you would think it's safe, suddenly it's across the board. So literally everybody was metaphorically boarding their fucking windows up and locking their doors and kind of cleaning up what was acceptable and what was not acceptable, especially in the entertainment industry.
It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, it really is, because I feel like you said, this movie is absolutely fucking underrated. It's actually really good.
Right. Like, it's not even like, sometimes we just have fun with guilty pleasure bullshit. This was a genuinely fun movie.
I mean, it's got its bad qualities, trust us, but
Yeah, like it's not a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, but
it's charming enough, dude.
yeah, it's a movie that you had a bad day at work or at school, and you just want to have some fun.
Like, you don't want to have to think about what you're throwing on, but it's on and you can just watch it and just vibe and just fucking relax, dude.
Yeah, it'll put you in a good mood.
Like, you definitely said it earlier when we were bullshitting with each other. You're like, dude, this is a movie that just made me smile.
Yeah.
It really did. Like, you know, you kind of go to that, how do I say this? Like, if you ever wanted to like kind of regress into your happier days as a youngster, this.
Right. It's just, I don't know. It's just such a, without it even being a sweet movie, you just feel happy.
Yeah, even those, like, some of the scenes in the movie are like, wow, that's a little fucked up, but it's comedic. Like, the way they do it is very comedically done. So you're not really going, oh, that's gross or that's kind of shady. It's just, it is what it is.
I will say this, though. A lot of the plot points that they hit, like, not even subplots necessarily, but just, like, little moments make sense. Like, whenever they needed money, and he goes to fucking, he was gonna try and shoot this man that killed him.
That's right.
And it's like, considering who you are and what happened and everything, and the way that scene played out, to me, it was just like, this is great. You know, like it.
Right. Like, it could have gone as sideways as it probably would have in real life.
Absolutely.
But the dude at the same time was like, I don't want to be I don't want to fuck this up. Like, he almost caught himself fucking up again. He's like, I can't fuck up like this.
Dude, just everything about that scene, without it even being overly powerful or dramatic, I just appreciated it for being made and put in a teen comedy.
Right.
I don't know. I just genuinely enjoyed this movie. Probably more than I should.
Same. And hopefully if you choose out there to watch it, that you enjoy this as much as we did. I honestly feel like that's all I got to say on this movie, only because I don't want to spoil a lot of it, and I would like everybody out there to just check it out.
Right.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with Tammy and the T-Rex. You were listening to the Super Media Bros podcast on the OddPods Media Network. Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let a wild pube wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here for you with the best tools to get your balls ready for that special occasion. It's time to join the 4 million men worldwide that trust Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Go to manscaped.com and use our code SUPER for 20% off, plus free shipping. The holidays went by so quickly. Did you remember to take care of your package with the best tools for the job, Devin?
No.
Well, that's unfortunate. Well, fortunately for you, the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is just the thing that you could use in your life to make each and every day just a little more special.
That sounds amazing.
It is amazing. The number one product in this package is the Lawnmower 4.0. It's an electric trimmer designed to trim hair on loose skin. And get this, the trimmer's advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate balls.
Oh, thank God.
It even has a 4000K LED spotlight so you can shave anywhere that your heart desires. Did I mention it's waterproof too, dude?
Dude, it needs to be. It's so bad.
I'd like to propose to you making your February 13th a national holiday.
Okay, I'm listening.
National Shave Your Balls Day.
Ooh. Now that's a holiday that men and women can get behind.
You know what else is in this package?
What?
The Weed Whacker.
Tell me more.
It's a nose and ear hair trimmer to whack the worst of your weeds. Even better.
Yes?
Manscaped is throwing in 2 free gifts with this.
I like free.
You should like free. These are great gifts too. It's the Shed Travel Bag and the Anti-Chafing Boxer Briefs.
No more chub rub?
No more chop rub. Now, if you want to complete this package, there are liquid formulations.
Liquid.
Yeah, like the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner.
Ball deodorant? Oh my God, no more musty?
No more musty, no more crusty, no more dusty.
Oh, thank fuck.
That's right, thank fuck. Because now you can start your day off with deodorant for your boys and stay cool all day and night. Bro, your balls are going to be smelling like a king on the big day.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Promise?
I guarantee it. And don't forget, dude, you can smell good, not just on your balls, but with the rest of your body. Because they have the refined cologne that will complement your balls with the perfect smell elsewhere.
Cologne for your balls?
Cologne for your balls and your body.
Wow.
Look, dude, Manscaped created their products for a night just like this. And it's going to make your Valentine's date say, wow, I really love your balls.
Roses are red, but my balls are not blue.
That's right. And your balls won't be blue if you go to manscaped.com and use our offer code SUPER for 20% off plus free shipping. Your wallet won't have blue balls either. Again, that is 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. So come on, Devin, and everybody else, join Cupid and shoot your arrow with Manscaped this Valentine's Day. Pew!
Hi, I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
And we host the Muck Podcast, where we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics.
Hey, Tina, did you know that Elvis crashed the Nixon White House for the sole purpose of getting a DEA badge, and it worked?
What? Or how a gun control advocate senator out of California engaged in gun trafficking with notorious gang leader Shrimp Boy?
Shrimp Boy, I remember him. Okay, so, we cover all of that and more from maladies, madness, mischief, and murder in U.S. politics.
And we also host a bi-weekly interview segment called Lil Muck.
We interview politicians, journalists, activists, and others who share their experiences in politics.
Find the Muck Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts and check us out on social media at the Muck Podcast.
All right, let's get into Tammy and the T-Rex, because this movie is just as fucking charming, if not even more so in the weirdness factor.
Yeah, like, it's almost like, to me, Boltneck is the more low-key of the two, but I don't know how to describe it other than sweet but dark.
I'll throw some factoids out before we get into some of the movie, okay?
Okay, hit me with it.
Okay, so first of all, Stuart Raphael directed this, which if anybody has listened to this podcast for a very long time, this is the same director of Mac and Me. So that pile of garbage was a thing. And now he's going to fuck around with something else that's animatronic. It is not a fucking penis with eyes and arms. Stewart got approached by this random dude who apparently owned like a chain of theaters in South America or some bullshit. And he has like this animatronic T-Rex that he was going to sell to this theme park in Texas.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So the thing, obviously, like the arms and the eyes and all that bullshit worked. And he was only going to have it for like a couple more weeks. And then when he was talking with Stewart, he was like, we can make a movie with this. And it's like, okay, well, yeah. He's like, we should make a movie with this. Like, well, what the fuck are we going to make it about? He's like, well, I don't know, but we got to start filming soon. Like, I only have it for this amount of time. So fucking Stewart wrote this movie in a week. And then all the locations were in like a half hour from his fucking house in California.
That's the most college-aged us thing I've ever heard in my life. We just saw some random bullshit and we're like, that right there, we gotta film it. But for what? I don't know. We just gotta film it.
And that's what the funny thing is about this. And here's so the other cool thing about this movie, it was initially released as a family comedy and it was PG-13, but
what?
But the movie itself was uncut in every other country except for the United States.
Which is weird because it was with American actors.
Yeah, but overseas in certain countries, which I think is crazy because, like they have like the video nasties in certain countries or like certain shit is banned in other countries. Well, this movie was like the studio obviously was like, oh, we got to market this to kids. It's 1994. Jurassic Park had just hit. And they're like, we got to make a dinosaur movie and we can't make it too serious, but we got to make it lighthearted. So thank God for Vinegar Syndrome, by the way, because they found and restored all the fucking shit for the uncut version and they put it out on Blu-ray and 4K. And that's the version we watch. And that's the only version I will tell anybody out there to watch because that is how it was supposed to be fucking seen.
Dude, and you said it best while we were watching it because I was looking for the right words to describe it. And you said, it's cynical, but without being evil. It's not a malicious movie, but it's just like, good fucking Lord.
The fact that they will label this a science fiction horror comedy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times whenever you've got the subgenres, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, it's more of this than it is that, though. Here, science fiction, comedy, horror. No, that's pretty accurate.
Right. I want to point out the actors in this movie because, again, this is kind of another tie between both of these films. It obviously has to do with the brain implant shit because, like, we're going to get into the plot here shortly. But the actors in this movie, Denise Richards, obviously, is the title character, Tammy. Paul Walker, in one of his very first movie roles, is in this. You've got Terry Kaiser, who played fucking Bernie and Weekend at Bernie's. And he's the guy that plays the doctor in this. John Franklin, who most notably played Isaac in Children of the Corn and Cousin It in the Addams Family with Raul Julia and all them.
That's right. He was.
Yeah.
Because whenever you said Children of the Corn, I recognized him there, but it didn't even dawn on me until you just said that.
Yeah, dude, isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Like you just dig back in time and it's like, what did you do? What did you do in movies? And then you see these roles like, what?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the plot revolves around Tammy, who is a cheerleader at the high school that this movie takes place in and around. And Paul Walker plays a character named Mike, who is pursuing her, but she is very afraid of her very violent ex-boyfriend.
Which, by the way, I don't see any... Why was she with him at any point?
I just want to know why that fucker caused like so much shit. Her parents didn't do anything.
Nothing.
The fucking cops didn't do anything.
Dude, and she feared him immediately. Like when she was saying, he's very violent and blah, blah, blah. Dude, I didn't know what the plot of this movie was. I'd only heard of it over the years and seen stills of it. Dude, I had made up the plot on what I thought it was as they were speaking, I was like, oh yeah, her ex-boyfriend is a T-Rex and he's probably going to come after this Paul Walker and blah, 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 you know.
That's fucking crazy too. Like, if you really think about it, like, that would work. If this was a straight horror film, that could work.
Well, not only just that, but I just assumed that that's where they were going with it.
Right.
And then whenever a dude comes out of the car, I was like, wait, that's him? Okay. All right, well, this will work, I guess. I'm confused as to what the plot is now, though.
Yeah, fucking Billy. What a bitch.
For real, this man rolling up, angry, just like pissed off for no reason, got dog tags. I never been to boot camp, I can promise you that. Not with that fucking bowl cut.
No, god damn, it was so fucking bad. Like, the first thought that this man had during the little scuffle him and Michael get into is to grab his balls.
Bruh.
Like, elbow dropping him and shit. Dude, we covered wrestling last week. What the fuck?
Like, whenever he was elbow dropping him, I looked over to you, I was like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, before that happened, and I've seen this a few times, mind you, it didn't dawn on me until just then. I was like, man, this motherfucker got some AJ Styles looking vibes with the haircut and shit and the fucking vest and everything. I was like waiting for him to come out and throw his fucking hands up in the gloves and shit. Some fucking pyro or whatever. And then, nah, he just comes in like a piece of shit and just, I'm gonna grab your fucking dick.
Which, by the way, how the times have changed. Because if you tried that shit now, we'd be like, bro, the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. But they get into this little fucking scuffle, which it makes me laugh because Michael grabs his junk right back and he's just death gripping him and he's just like, oh, get him up. And then the cops are trying to separate him. And then they finally separate and he's on the ground like, oh God, why aren't you in pain? And fucking Michael goes, because I'm wearing a cut, bro.
Bro, how the fuck didn't Billy know?
He probably likes him rock hard like that. You never know, man. He's just like, I'm gonna grab. Dude, who wouldn't want to grab a handful of Paul Walker junk back in the day?
You know what? You right.
Amen, brother Ben.
Hey, you know what though? I just want to stop for a minute and say kudos to the makeup department.
That's right, dude. Because getting to that, what happens is like they fight. He gets a fucking punch to the face, and then Tammy runs off because she's kind of freaked out and all this other shit. And then they cut later to her house. And then she calls Michael, and that's where that's the first time you said something. You're like, I got to give a fucking shout out to the makeup team on this.
Yeah, because during the fight, the punch to the face was red. And it was like after the fact, you know, it.
Fresh.
Yeah. And then here during this scene where they're on the phone, it's like bruised and everything. It's like they didn't keep it looking fresh or completely scrap the concept altogether and just had Paul Walker looking like Paul Walker. No, they were like, no, this is an actual wound. We're going to have it marinate a little bit and bruise up. We're going to make it purple and look like an actual bruise.
So the plot kind of furthers along when she's just like, hey, come over. I feel really bad about earlier. And he's just like, yeah, okay, I'll be right over. And he goes over and climbs in her window and, you know, they're
Shaboya.
Right. Like, oh my God, the scene where before he leaves his house and he fucking like opens the drawer and he just grabs that one condom and he's just like,
dude, we've all been there too, man.
Yep.
Got the expired rubber in there that we've been holding on to for 2 years after the expiration date.
Fucking knocking the dust off that bitch.
It's a little crusty. You go to put it on and it's got like little latex flakes coming off.
And you're just like, it'll work.
That'll do, donkey.
Exactly. That'll do. But he goes over there and as he's climbing in the window, these two chicks that were part of Billy's little entourage earlier see him in passing and they're just like, oh, this is going to be good. We got to go call Billy. And all I can think about is him being there, like being real, like stupid after the fact. Yeah, we got to call Billy. It's going to be going down tonight, motherfucker. Just real stupid and nerdy. Like, call Billy.
Fucking douchebags, man.
No, the douchebags are her goddamn parents who just let them in the fucking house.
Yeah, man. Like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. They checked the little, like,
they checked
door
the fucking
hole.
Yeah, they checked the fucking door hole. And even before they got up, the mom was just like, oh God, it's Billy. And the dad's just like, I'll handle it. Bro, there's like 5 of these motherfuckers, maybe 6. I lost count after a minute. how you just gonna open the fucking door and let him in the house and then just be like throwing your arms up like, what are you carrying in here? Let's just grab them and throw them the fuck back out.
Or don't open your fucking door at all.
Exactly.
Like,
get a weapon. Fucking call the cops. She waited until after they were in the house to call the cops.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not a parent, but if I were in that position, I think I never would have opened the door. I would have kept that bitch locked, called the cops, and just had them arrested. Because doesn't Billy have a restraining order?
Yeah.
Like they even said he can't even be on school grounds.
Yeah, but he's everywhere he wants to be. What a piece
the
of shit. Yeah, what a piece of shit, dude. So they go upstairs and he like roughs Tammy around a little bit, and Michael has just escaped from the top floor of this house, and they see him and they all chase after him in their vehicles, and he's running on foot away. They eventually catch up to him, kick his ass a little bit, and they drive him all the way to this animal park, and they leave his ass in there. And then like, I think it was Weasel that looks over and he's just like, you gonna tell him, bro? And he's like, he'll figure it out for himself.
I ain't gonna lie. I laughed at that.
I did too a little bit, but oh my God. So he's looking around and you see a panther, a fucking cheetah, and then a goddamn lion that just mauls the shit out of him. And then the game warden shows up and blows his ass away. And then he's in a coma in the hospital. And here's where the rest of the plot thickens.
Yeah, it was at this moment I was like, okay. I've seen the animatronic T-Rex, but what is happening?
I did forget to mention that earlier, because in the midst of all this bullshit, you got Dr. Gunther Wackenstein or Washkenstein or Schmuckschmay or whatever the fuck his name is.
Hey, ain't that motherfucker from Phineas and Ferb?
Probably so. Talking about how this dinosaur is being controlled robotically by Bobby, Isaac from Children of the Corn. And he's like, I can give you life and all this other shit. So his idea is to get a brain to put in this dinosaur to give it life. There's no explanation as to why they're building this fucking thing or any of that shit. It's just there. Kind of how this movie got made. It's just there. Let's do something with it.
Yeah, I looked at you and I was like, so what's the motivation? And you were like, oh, he doesn't have one. I go, so he just wants to watch the world burn? Yeah, pretty much.
What's the motivation? Robotic dinosaur. Say no more, fam.
Yeah, all right.
We're going to throw caution into the wind. You about to get T-wrecked, motherfucker.
They were literally just sitting there like, you know what? This plot is exactly how it went down. So what are we going to do with this T-Rex?
Well, I don't know, but I got it for a couple more weeks. We got to do something with this sumbitch.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The dude that has it is looking at if this was me and you doing this bullshit, I straight up would just look at you and be like, bro, I don't care how you got to do it. Get a fucking camera and a bunch of motherfuckers that don't mind dying for real, because this thing will fucking kill them. And we're going to go balls to the wall. They're going to get T-wrecked.
Wait, so we're not going to pretend kill?
No.
Okay.
I mean, not really. The motherfucker's probably looking at the dude being like, yeah, we got this for 2 more weeks. I don't give a shit what you got to do to put it together, but we got to make a movie about this motherfucking T-Rex, because why not? And I love the way that they would hide the feet, the platform on the feet of this motherfucker.
Absolutely, man.
It was genius, honestly.
Yeah.
But point being, old boy's in a coma. This doctor shows up, takes the body, fakes it dying, takes his fucking body, knocks him out again.
Which, by the way, just the way that they fucking nerfed this motherfucker in front of his girlfriend and her gay best friend.
Let me tell you something about Byron. Byron, her gay best friend, bruh. Byron is the MVP of this motherfucking movie, because that dude had all the fits.
Dude, that man was dripping every 5 seconds. He had the fucking dude, I don't want to get flack for not knowing the name of it, but it's that like those African woke meme hats. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about.
He always had those and the fucking Durka things.
Bro, look,
the robes.
I want this dude to be my best friend so he can teach me how to fucking Dougie and dress the fucking to the nines, because this sumbitch had it going on, dude.
Even whenever he was cycling cross country, the man was dripping.
I know.
I'm like, what the fuck? Why the fuck do you have to be making a fashion statement when you are sweating throughout the whole goddamn country?
There is never a moment when it's bad to look good.
Fair enough.
Byron Black, you the fucking man. I don't give a shit what anybody else says.
But either way.
Yeah, back to the matters at hand.
They fucking nerked this man and just let them two little kids pass out on the floor, and they were just like, yo, that's crazy, my guy. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna roll this motherfucker out of here.
Yeah, just step over him. Yeah, meanwhile, Drunkle Bob is just passed out in the fucking chair, and he wakes up out of his drunken stupor, and he's just like, it's a bad day for everyone. Back to sleep. Drunkle Bob.
Don't care about nothing.
Fuck no. So they take him to this lab, and they saw the fuck out of this bastard's cranium. Like, Mike is just like a goddamn piece of meat at this point.
Dude, I was sitting there watching this shit. I was like, what the fuck?
And then you understood, I understand why this had an R rating at first.
Well, not only that, but I also started to understand, I see why you paired this off with Boltneck.
Yeah, because they're going to take Mikey's brain and just stick it right inside the T-Rex.
just the goofiest thing I'd ever seen.
No, the goofiest thing is when he finally realizes what the fuck happened to him, and then he sees them eating pizza on his fucking corpse.
Just a disrespect.
Bro, and oh my God, he fucking chews off little Isaac's head, and he fucking Sparta kicks that other dude out the door and just stomps his ass, like flattens him like a fucking pancake. And then some bitch is on the phone, and she's like, it's a goddamn dinosaur. And he scares her off. And this is where you know, like, the comedy comes in and where you're just like, oh, I know exactly what kind of movie this is going to be. Just you see off screen, there's a long fucking obvious human in a T-Rex arm. Just yoink. He just grabs the fucking telephone, like the payphone. And it just click. And you hear the coin drop. And he's just like, dook, dook, dook. And he fucking calls Tammy.
Dude, I was watching this. I was like, and why does this get so much hate? Are we watching the same movie?
And I was watching you watch it, and I was just laughing my ass off because you know that feeling when you've seen something and you want to see somebody else watch it. I was just looking at you going, oh, I'm waiting on this motherfucker. And sure enough, dude, like you went from like bewilderment to just the biggest fucking smile. I was like, yes, I got one. It's like, I fucking done it again.
Dude, I was sitting there watching this. I was like, dude, okay, I understand critics. This is not a critical movie. But audiences, I want to know, like, why y'all hated on this shit. Again, I haven't seen the PG-13 cut, but, like, are we watching the same concept at least?
Right, because it was goddamn entertaining as fuck, man. Like, again, I don't want to spoil everything about this film.
Right.
But let's just say, there's some scenes where we're choosing a new corpse to put this fucker's brain in. Tammy realizes that it's him and the fucking T-Rex.
She is the best charades player I have ever seen because I would not have caught on.
My guy, I have to say this about good old Tammy here.
Okay.
Tammy, in this movie, in damn near any movie I have watched, is the singular most ride or die bitch for her dude that I have ever seen in a fucking movie in my life.
Truth, man.
Like, she was gonna fuck this dude as a goddamn human. She would have fucked him as a corpse. She would have fucked him as a brain. She'd have fucked him as a goddamn T-Rex.
Oh, I'm glad you brought up the fucking corpse, man. They went to this man's grave at his funeral because
my God.
They were like, okay, well, we can fix this. You don't have to be a dinosaur, even though they already fucked. As a dinosaur. They said that.
Yep.
They admitted it because she was walking funny. And they were like, well, we don't have to do this. We can get your old body back.
Right.
We'll go to your funeral.
That scene was cracking my shit up because they were playing it off like they had to be sad about it. And we're just like, we'll just get his body back.
The fucking T-Rex erection.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck is going on? The fucking T-Rex is just chilling in the woods. Not a single soul sees this big-ass motherfucker.
Just way off in the distance. I mean, like, barely camouflaged. Like, if you looked off and you were just like, oh, wow, you just see, like, a fucking head over the bushes.
Yeah, like, not bushes, the trees, man.
I know.
And mouth wide open, not making a single peep, but he's just like,
Yeah, he's like, like he's just mouth breathing really fucking hard.
What the fuck?
I had to laugh at this shit too, because the pastor is like reading all this bullshit, And everybody just leaves. And then the uncle is saying some words. He's just like, I have some things to say, but you all know I'm just an old drunk. And then everybody's just like, yeah. And then they zoom to the fucking T-Rex and he's just like,
But then he keeps going and he's making a speech and they got like fucking thick water tears coming down the dinosaur.
Look, I'm not going to lie, dude. I watched this movie. Like the first time I watched this movie, motherfucker, I had a tear in my goddamn eye. I felt so bad for the dinosaur. I was like, man, don't make the dinosaur cry. God damn it.
God. And they did. And the first, they showed that shot like 2 or 3 times. And the first time I was like, whoa, wait. Did my eyes deceive me here? Did I see this shit?
And then the second shot.
And I was like, oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. So.
And then the third shot, it's like just pouring it out of a bucket. But the thing that made me laugh the most, I think, about this sequence is when they all kind of clear out and she goes in there to get the body out and they open it. And it's like her, Byron, and then like her other friend, and then Michael and the T-Rex, like, they're all leaning over the fucking grave. And she opens it and it's all rotted and wormy. And she's like, ah! And then they cut to everybody screaming and then you just hear...
And then you fucking see rats crawling out of the goddamn corpse.
Yeah, like he's screaming like the T-Rex. He's like, ugh!
And again, at that moment, I was like, why does this movie is the dumbest thing ever, but why does it actually kind of make sense?
Right, dude.
In the context, like they actually put thought into, oh, well, the body's gonna fucking rot.
Yeah, and dude, you got the fucking, not just this though, you've got like a car chase with this goddamn dinosaur in the back of a big fucking truck thing. And
that motherfucker's gonna knock something over or it's gonna get knocked over.
Dude,
one of the two.
Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy shit in this movie and it's such a fun watch. Just go, like, I don't want to say much more about it. Like, just go watch this fucking movie. It's definitely more comedy than horror, but let's just be honest, the gore that we do get, like especially at the party scene.
Or the fucking... I crack up every time I think about it. The scene where she's
rolling that dude up. Oh my God.
There's a scene where this corpse is like flattened. I'm talking like...
That's the one he stepped on when he came out the lab, just pancaked him.
Not even pancake. That's a fucking crepe, all right? she fucking goes, and the scientist is like, okay, we need that's so-and-so, you got to get the body. And she's like, okay. And she starts rolling his ass up like a blanket.
Just nonchalant. Just carry the conversation.
She licks her fingers when there's blood on the tips of them. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
And that's just like going on during the scene. Like, that's just subtle shit that I picked up on.
And then at the ass end of this conversation, she goes to walk with him inside of this building, and then she forgets him, so she picks up the foot and drags him in. Some fucking Wile E. Coyote Looney Tunes shit.
I know. It's the fucking funniest thing.
Jesus Christ, I think we gotta leave it there. My God, I don't know how much better it can get. Just go find this movie. If you can, watch it. Go to vinegarsyndrome.com to find a copy of it. Just get it and fucking watch it. I promise it's a good time. Both of us promise it's a good time.
Oh my goodness.
And here comes the difficult part of our venture together. Does Boltneck win? Does Tammy and the T-Rex win? My thing is, it's hard to pick between the two of them because they're both charming in their own way. I gotta lean towards Tammy and the T-Rex on this one only because it's just that much more odd and it's out of left field. And by God, I think I laughed a lot more at that one.
I think because Boltneck is more low key and it's less dated, and hear me out whenever I say that. I'm talking about like the special effects and everything. It's an easier watch. Okay, for example, I can show more people Boltneck, whereas I'm choosing my audience carefully with Tammy and the T-Rex. However, considering the audience, I think more of our listeners would prefer Tammy and the T-Rex, so I think that one does win, but by no means does that belittle Boltneck. Like, that was fucking amazing, too.
Yeah, because to me, this is absolutely, like, it should be a 51 to 49%, to be very fair.
Absolutely. Like, it's Alien versus Aliens. you know, where like some people prefer one over the other, but they all agree like, oh no, but both are fucking amazing.
True. And it, like I said though, it's only barely that Tammy the T-Rex takes it this week, but definitely check both of these movies out for a great fucking time. And some stupid shit and some nostalgia and just to know how both of these movies individually were made is alone enough to want to watch it.
Absolutely. And to be very honest, like I want them both. Okay, Tammy and the T-Rex got bad reviews and it's considered so terrible. I want people to go back and rewatch it just with fresh eyes, see the R-rated cut, and then form your opinion, knowing what it is. Boltneck never got a fair shake at all, so please, everybody go watch that, please, because there's no reason as to why this has to be so underground. I would love a resurgence of this.
Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out oddpodsmedia.com, the newly minted oddpodsmedia.com, to listen to all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. Come tweet at us, supermediabros_ on Twitter. That's where we're the most active, honestly. So we figured out there was an issue with our merch. If you were trying to buy a t-shirt, the company that makes the t-shirts that our logos are printed on were out of stock.
Sorry that we are not on the ball.
Yeah, so we have dropped new t-shirts in the merch shop that are available in 3 colors, and they go all the way from a small to a 5X. So you know what? You have no reason to not buy a shirt now.
But what if they're an extra small?
I think they 100% cotton. They'll shrink.
Okay.
And if they're not, just keep watching that shit.
Is that how that works?
I think so. Maybe we should put some kids' t-shirt options in there for the smaller folk.
Thank you. I would appreciate that.
Okay, I'll do that later.
I'm 125 pounds and I'm 5'2". Please put some kids' shirts up. I want to wear some merch, but I can't fit in these big boy clothes.
Leave us a rating and review on GoodPods or Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. In fact, on Podchaser and GoodPods, you can leave ratings and reviews on individual episodes. I would just like to say thank you to everybody that checked our wrestling episode out last week, because that shot us to the top of the sports charts on the fucking GoodPods, and I was not expecting that shit.
Dude, I was in the mail truck when you sent me that text, and whenever I saw it, I did a double take. I was like, wait, what are you showing me? Oh, shit, we're doing good. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. I said, what the fuck, too.
And then I did a double take again, and I was like, sports section, what do we do on sport? Oh.
Yeah, because subsection wrestling, we're number 1 on that one. So
that is insane to me.
Well, as of this recording, we're number 1 because, my God, like, there's a ton of podcasts out there, and just for us to even appear on any fucking chart is really cool. It doesn't matter if it's the Apple charts or GoodPods or Podchaser. We just thank you for listening, and if you have the time, leave us a rating and review. It really helps out.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it.
And if you don't have time to leave a rating and review, or you heard like the ass end of this episode, like this is your first episode, and you're like, I don't know if I want to listen to these dudes again, but I know some people that might like them, just fucking send us their way.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
We got bills to pay.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of wrestling.
Oh?
We're going to be back next week. With the classic Attitude Era pay-per-view, goddammit.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. The WWF St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Ooh.
That's right.
That's
right. The Rock and Mankind in a last man standing match for the World Championship.
Fucking hell. Let's fucking do it.
Steve and Vince in the steel cage.
God damn.
And that little hardcore championship match that I still love to watch to this day because it's so fucking goofy. Al Snow versus Hardcore Holly. Oh my God. And a shit ton else on the card. Like, it was a pretty good pay-per-view, and we're going to just bullshit about it like we did with the Rumble last week.
All right, let's go.
Fucking right. And then after that, we have another Cult Cinema Showdown coming your way. And then we're actually going to take a music episode at the end of the month featuring my man bringing up motherfucking Poppy.
Dude, that one, okay. I'm really looking forward to that. Poppy has become like up there with The Weeknd, and I know they're completely different artists, but actually not as different as you might think in terms of how their albums kind of coalesce with one another. But dude, Poppy is like one of my favorites going right now.
Unique as hell and a lot of fun.
Right.
But we'll dive into that on February 26th, so just stick around. We got episodes every Saturday. Just come hang out with us. We're like your favorite Saturday morning cartoon, man.
Amen.
Grab a bowl of cereal with our asses, man, and try not to joke if we make you laugh. Thanks again, everybody, for checking us out. This has been episode 210, Cult Cinema Showdown 92, Tammy and the T-Rex versus Boltneck. Until next week, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Special Delivery Dev.
Shades on.
We're off.